Holy catnip and fleas. 2 whole discussion videos in 1 week. What the hell is Jacob doing? He's playing a lot of games, I guess. So this one's gonna be a little bit different. My last few discussion videos were basically reviews. But the reason that I call them discussions is because I can't always guarantee it's going to be a review. Sometimes I just want to talk about the game in maybe a different light. And that's what I want to do here with Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, the new remakes of the Generation 4 Pokemon games that released on the Nintendo Switch very recently. And I don't want to review them. I want to just talk about them and my experience and how I thought, and my entire state of mind when playing it. I had a lot of conflicting emotions while playing this game. Most of them were positive, to my surprise. But I got some interesting things I want to talk about here. So I'm going to start off with just talking about the games themselves. Because if you're going to review Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, you are going to review Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, which are games that I have played plenty. So my mind was already made up on the game design itself. So I'm just gonna talk about it. Pokemon Pearl specifically is one of my most played games ever. It just came out at the perfect time for me to just wanna do nothing but play that game. I was not a fan of Pokemon from the beginning. In fact, I have distinct memories of really hating Pokemon as a small child for absolutely no reason. I had no reason to hate Pokemon. I didn't know anything about it. I just saw the commercials for the anime on Cartoon Network, and I was like, yeah, this is stupid. Pokemon is dumb and stupid. But then at some point, my neighbor, my friend in elementary school, he decided to show me Pokemon Ruby, and the rest is history. So I played Pokemon Ruby. I ended up getting the game for myself and playing it an absolute shite load. And then I ended up playing Pokemon Fire Red. And then, the DS is out. I just got one. I got my copy of Nintendogs, but I also heard, there's gonna be some new Pokemon games on the fucking Nintendo DS. Oh, it's got 2 screens. You could probably touch the Pokeball to open it. And you can, in the intro and nowhere else. I was weirdly disappointed by that. I was like, you get to pick your moves with the touchscreen. Oh my god, it's so cool. And I ended up really, really loving the game. It's got a great cast of Pokemon, in my opinion. It's got a pretty good story. Not that I was, super big into stories as a kid. I didn't play a lot of story-heavy games when I was young. But it was engaging enough to, keep me interested, I guess. And the Pokemon formula was still so new to me. And, I was a kid. I was 12 or 13 or so when these games came out. I think I was 11, actually. Jesus. Fucking... So it's not like I can, it's one of those situations you can't buy your own game, so you gotta make the most out of every game that you played. Or every game that you have. And and because of that, and the fact that I still had friends who were into Pokemon, a lot of them are growing out of it. A lot of them were like, Pokemon, that's stupid, that's for babies. And it's like reverting back to me when I hated Pokemon for no reason. But I still had some friends who were into it, so I played with them a ton. I would trade, I would battle, it's everything that Nintendo and Game Freak wanted you to do with Pokemon. That was me when I was 12. With Gen 4 specifically. My friends had it, we played, and it was such a lovely time. I have so many positive memories and nostalgia for Pokemon Pearl. And one of the reasons that one of the things that carried that was the stupid amount of post-game content that Pokemon Pearl had. There was, once you beat the Elite Four and then completed your Sinnoh decks, there was still so much to do. There was so many ways to catch, older Pokemon. There was a ton of extra content to do, new ways to build teams and stuff. And I had the Pokédex, strategy guide, too. So I would use that book I wouldn't use the internet. This was before smartphones. I had to get on the internet on a fucking actual computer if I wanted to look shit up. Why would I do that? I got a motherfucking book. I got paper in front of me, and I can look up any Pokemon. I can look up their moves. I can look up where to find them. Oh my god, I kind of getting so hype about this. It's making me want to actually hunt down a copy of that strategy guide. Oh, I got so much use out of that. I do not know where it could have gone. I know I don't have it anymore, but I really want it. So, I already had plenty of experience with Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Pearl specifically again. And again, with the remakes, I played Shining Pearl. And CJ is currently still playing through Brilliant Diamond. So that's my memories with Pokemon Pearl. Now, how is this as a remake? It is about as one-to-one as you can get. I recognized a lot of the moments and the Pokemon and the routes, and there's really not much new to it. It's the same game, exactly. Is that a bad thing? It really depends. In my case, not at all. It actually was not a bad thing at all. I had a shockingly good time playing this game. I went into it with kind of low expectations because of how I didn't really like the chibi art style of the game. I thought it looked extremely cheap, especially since, Game Freak outsourced it to another developer, which I'm not against at all, especially with how, people have been feeling about the Pokemon series for a long time now, thinking that it's like kind of shallow and rushed. Putting the yearly Pokemon game on a new developer is not a bad idea. But let's just take a look at the other remakes, because this is the 4th remake we've had of a Pokemon game. Every other remake, in terms of its technology, in terms of its gameplay, was pretty on par with the most recent generation. Like Pokemon, like compare Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire to Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. Compare Pokemon Diamond and Pearl to Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Compare Pokemon X and Y to Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I keep saying, I just read that line like 3 times, and I keep saying Ruby weird. I had a White Claw, excuse me. Like, you compare them, they're really close to each other. They look like almost the same game. Then, compare Pokemon Sword and Shield and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl look so much like a budget game, it's almost embarrassing. I mean, because it is. The problem is, it's still $60, and it does not feel like a $60 product. But look who's talking. I bought it. I bought the double pack. I wanted to play it. So, I can't really complain about the price. I found it to be worthy enough for my $60, so whether it's worthy enough for your $60 is entirely subjective. That's the whole thing about pricing games and pricing, gaming products, is the worth is entirely subjective. But it's not just like the art style and the small scale of it. It's the fact that there's not a lot of personality to this game. It feels like the game has almost, weirdly enough, despite having more detailed graphics and, 3D graphics rather than the tiny sprites of the Nintendo DS, the characters are about the same level of expressive. Like they often have times where you zoom in on the little chibis and they just kind of, no matter what they're saying, no matter the emotion of the scene, no matter like if it's a dire scene or if it's something that's like sad or whatever, or happy or anything, they're just smiling away. They're just smiling at each other. They could be saying, "Fuck your mother, I hate you, you smell like shit," and both characters would still have these smiling faces. Every now and again, your character will go like, "Oh," but that's about it. And what I don't understand is I've noticed this is a thing with recent Pokemon remakes. Why is the resolution so damn low? Why is this game running at sub 1080p? Well, sub 1080p. This has got to be 720p. If listen, I have a really big TV, so maybe that's my problem, but tons of games look, fine on it on the Switch. But Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, plus the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon remake that came out a little while ago, which I haven't played too much, but I really want to get back to it. Like, they look so blurry. And with graphics this simple, I don't know how you manage that. How does the game look so blurry when everything is this basic? Like, what in this game would make it not feasible to run at a higher resolution? I don't understand it. So there are, like, some additions to this game. There's some quality of life changes. Of course, Sinnoh was an infamously slow region to play through. Your movement speeds was slow. The battles were slow. And that's all fixed up. You move a lot quicker. The battles go a lot quicker. Every move, when your health goes down, the health goes down at the same speed no matter how much health you're losing. Which is, if you haven't played the originals, is a weird thing to point out. But then, like, listen, all you need to do is look up a video of, like, a level 100 Blissey, which has a shitload of HP, taking a one-hit KO move. And you just see how slowly, how incrementally, how sluggishly and impossibly slow that health bar goes down. So that is a big improvement. Your Pokemon can follow you, but they can't do it until, like, later, like, a third of the way through the game for some ass reason. Like, you have to go to the cute boy park. I forget what it's called, but in the previous games you could only bring in, like, Baniris or Bidoof or, like, particular cute Pokemon that'll follow you around while you're in the park. And once you go there in this game, any Pokemon can follow you anywhere, which is nice. That's always a plus. I do not know why some games do not let your Pokemon follow you, especially now that they all have their own walking animations and stuff. One thing that I can emphatically say is a positive, though, about the remakes. I don't know if anyone else feels this way. I don't know if this is if there's much of a consensus on this, or if anyone even gives a shit. I think the music in the remakes sounds absolutely lovely. Sinnoh, much like itself as a whole, its soundtrack has, you know, its fans and its detractors. I was a fan, but that's not necessarily what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the quality of the compositions themselves. They're just mixed really good. Like, I was wearing some really nice earbuds, some KB ear KS1s, and while I was playing the game, and man, there was just something about the way that everything sounds, the way that the whole soundtrack was mixed. I don't know. I thought it was delightful. Like, it just felt very good on the ears the whole way through, and a significant improvement from, of course, like, the Nintendo DS sound chip. I really love the music. Like, it just sounds great. It's remixed very well. You can customize your clothing a little bit. There is one clothing store in the game. It replaces the casino area because Europe has, like, some new rules against, like any game that portrays gambling in any way gets an M rating. And, you know, the slot machines and stuff haven't been in Pokemon for years, so I guess they weren't ready to change that. So they replaced the game corner with a clothing shop. But you can only buy set outfits. You can't customize, like, your top, bottom, and hat like you could in, like, X and Y or Sword and Shield. But it's okay. I didn't exactly expect, like, some gigantic customization. Plus, as a mystery gift, you can actually get your character's Pokemon Platinum outfit, which I played as the girl, and that outfit is hella cute. So that's the one I went with for as long as I could, once I could get my clothes. But speaking of Platinum, I really hope you like those outfits, because that's all the Platinum content you get. This is more of a warning to y'all, because I actually didn't play Platinum, like, hardly at all. I had it, but by the time I got it, I was pretty much done with Gen 4. I was done playing it. I'd already played it for hundreds of hours, so I wasn't ready to start over again. So it's no skin off my nose that there's no Platinum content in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. But if you're disappointed by that, I completely understand. So, can I recommend these games? Again, it depends. Have you played Gen 4? If you played Gen 4, did you like it? If you didn't like it, this won't change your mind. I know Sinnoh is a bit of a controversial region. I know it has a lot of people who don't like it so much. So if you're one of those people, No, you're still not going to have a good time with this one. Okay, so what if you did like Gen 4? Now my question is, do you have a way of playing the originals? Do you have a way of playing Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum, either officially or unofficially, if you care? Then I really can't recommend it. There's not enough new here to recommend you pick up these remakes if you already have access to the original games. Because even the, connectivity with the modern Pokemon games, which again, has been standard, that the games have a decent level of connectivity, at least comparatively, for all remakes prior, this game really doesn't have a lot. I know that it's not, can you battle between Sword and Shield and Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl? I'm not sure you can. I'm not 100% on that. I don't know if you could trade between the games. I don't think you can. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But there's not a lot of connectivity. So if you already have the originals, there's no reason to fucking get them. They're the same game, except with a slightly different art style that you may or may not find more or less appealing than the originals. And they're $60. Well, what if you did like the games, but you don't have them anymore? I say go for it. Because here's the thing. That's me. That's me. And despite how lame this game is as a remake, I had a fucking lovely time with this game. And that kind of brings me to part 2 of this discussion, and this is me comparing it directly to Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Specifically Shield, that's the one I played, but it really doesn't matter. So, I went into Sword and Shield with probably some foolishly high expectations. Not high, just high enough to think, hey, I'm going to play this game, I'm probably going to have a good time with it. I left severely disappointed. I did not enjoy my time with Pokemon Shield. It was easily the least fun I had on my first playthrough of any Pokemon game. I had so many problems with it, and by the end of it, I was just like, I bought the game, I'm already this far in, I'm not enjoying myself, but I may as well beat it. And that's an awful feeling to feel at the end of a game. So what was my problems with it? It was insultingly linear. There was no sense of exploration. There was almost literally no plot at all for the first 2/3 of the game. It felt like at least Diamond and Pearl remakes, at least, they're lame remakes, but at least they're remakes. They're not trying to move the series forward. This game was brand new, and it did not move a single inch forward. The graphics looked kind of nicer than you would find on the DS. You know what? I still uphold that I think Pokemon Sword and Shield look fine. But it was the same fucking game. I'm currently playing Final Fantasy X, which came out in 2001, and I'm amazed at how similar it feels to Control in the overworld. Because, with the fixed camera angles, the uncontrollable camera, it's amazing how old Pokemon Sword and Shield felt. The wild area didn't add much for me. I know a lot of people really liked it, but I felt no reason to stay in the wild area longer than I needed to. So that, as the game's sole innovation, didn't do it for me. I really didn't like it. So, as I was playing through Pokemon Shining Pearl, I couldn't help but constantly compare how much fun I was having in Shining Pearl to how much not fun I was having playing Sword and Shield. And it all really boils down to 2 things: the map design and the story. The map design in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, it was an older Pokemon map. In the end, there was really nothing special about it, but there was this sense of exploration. Even this minimal sense of exploration that was absolutely barren from Sword and Shield. There were optional dungeons. Some towns had multiple paths you could go down. It wasn't a fucking hallway like Sword and Shield was. And that alone, just that feature, made me have infinitely more fun playing Shining Pearl than I had playing Shield. When I got to Jubilife City and I saw there were not one, not two, but 3 exits to the city, that I could go down any of them for at least a small distance, I was almost overwhelmed. I wanted to cry. I was like, oh, there's so much choice. There's so much that I can discover in this world. And that was just the beginning, because really, like in that example, you go north, you reach a rock smash cave that you can't get past. You go left, you reach a pond you can't surf over. You go right and you progress. But later you reach these dungeons you don't even need to go in. Constantly. There's the Pokemon Tower. Do you need to go in the Pokemon Tower? I don't know. My point is, it's just a little side thing. And then there's like Union Cave under the bike road, which has a secret exit where you can go in to find Gibble. It's hidden under the bike path. There was so much that I didn't have to do, but I wanted to do it because I just got off of fucking Pokemon Shield, where the game is like walking down a fucking office hallway. If you try, if you dare, if you fucking even think about going any direction except the direction the game wants you to go in, you bet there's gonna be some fucking NPC with a hard hat and a fucking knot in his pants telling you no, turn around, go down the path that our Lord and Savior Game Freak will make you want to go down. I'm getting really intense. This is a lot more intense than I thought. Once the microphone turns on, I'm just like, whoa, like my brain switches. I go crazy. And then there's the story. The story in Diamond and Pearl is really nothing special. Again, much like the map design, it's not anything crazy. But again, like I am not exaggerating. When I was playing through Shield, I was like, where the hell is the story? What am I doing? Am I just getting gym badges for this whole fucking game? Like, is this fucking no, it's not even Red and Blue. Red and Blue had fucking Team Rocket you had to fight. Sword and Shield had Team Yell, which I don't even think they were villains. They just really liked this 12-year-old girl, and they were annoying. Why am I fighting these assholes? What am I doing? In Diamond and Pearl, you had Team Galactic, like right off the bat, being like, "Hey, how about we give the whole galaxy a little bit of fuck you and just restart the world in our image, huh?" Like within the first 3 hours of the game. I was like, "Oh, wow, motivation, a threat, shit to do. It's amazing." When I was playing through Pokemon Sword and Shield, listen, I am well aware that Sword and Shield have their fans, and I am extraordinarily happy and extraordinarily jealous of those people. I really wanted to like this game, especially, the more I think about it, especially after playing Shining Pearl, a Pokemon game with that kind of aesthetic, it makes me appreciate it more after the simple, unappealing art style of the Sinnoh remakes. I really like the way that Pokemon Sword and Shield look. I like the region. I like the European English buildings and all of that. But the game design itself is just fucking miserable. And I was so worried when playing through Pokemon Shield that I had just grown out of Pokemon. Do I not like Pokemon anymore? Am I just too old for this? This has been such an important part of my life for the last 20 years. Am I just over it? I remember, starting Leaf Green a while ago, and I was just like, I don't feel like doing this. Am I over Pokemon? But the one thing I will never be able to take away from the Diamond and Pearl remakes is it made me realize the answer to that question was no. I have not outgrown Pokemon. I still love Pokemon. I can still have an excellent time playing a Pokemon game, building a team, experiencing the story, exploring the region, and beating the Elite Four and becoming champion. I can still love all of that. It's just that Pokemon Sword and Shield were just not for me. I did not enjoy those games, and it was entirely because of the way they were designed, and not because I'm too old, not because I've played other RPGs and my eyes have been open to what they could be. No, Sword and Shield, just in my opinion, were not very good. And playing Diamond and Pearl, the remakes, I cannot thank them enough for pretty much revitalizing my love for Pokemon. I don't think I've mentioned this enough. I don't think I've made it clear enough. I, from the beginning to end, loved my time playing Pokemon Shining Pearl. I had a wonderful time. It wasn't just nostalgia. Because, you know, I wasn't like, hey, I remember this. This makes me feel like a kid again. This just makes me feel like a Pokemon fan again. I just had fun like I have fun with any other video game. It's not like I spent most of my time playing Pearl in the post-game. It's not like I distinctly remember all of these set pieces and all of these, story beats and everything. I mostly spent my time with the Poke Radar in the post-game catching Pokemon. That was a lot of Pokies. So the experience still felt fresh to me because I hadn't played these games in so long. And I had a lovely time. And I am so happy to say that. I really am. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl as remakes are not great. As games, I loved them. I loved them just like I loved Pokemon Pearl as a child. And I love Pokemon. I love every one of the goddamn 800, almost 900, almost 1,000 Pokemon there are. I love seeing them. I love going around catching my favorites, catching Pokemon that I want to use on a team, catching Pokemon I've never fucking used before. I used a Lopunny on this team. I've never used a Lopunny before. It was fun. I learned high jump kick, and I don't think it missed once with it. I used it as a last resort, or against really strong Pokemon who are weak to fighting. But hey, my Lopunny, who I named Nikki after my ditzy OC character, she did great. She did wonderful. I was building relationships with my Pokemon just like I did back in the old days. And I look forward to whatever, I cautiously look forward to whatever Pokemon has in store for the future. And I desperately hope that Pokemon Legends Arceus, when it comes out in January, winds up being the kick in the pants that the Pokemon series needs, and officially, fully turns that knob for me. Back to me being just looking extremely forward to every new Pokemon game just like I used to. So that was emotional. Thank you for listening to my incoherent ramblings about a children's monster collecting video game. So as I said, I'm playing Final Fantasy X right now. I'm about 10 hours into it, having a good time. We'll see if I want to make a video about it. We'll see if I have enough to say about it. But thank you for watching. I hope you also enjoyed my discussion video I did on Chrono Trigger. That should have gone up yesterday or a couple days ago. I'm actually not sure when this is going to go up. I hope you had a good time. And thank you for watching. I love Pokemon again, and I'm so happy to say it. Have a good day. Bye.